Okay.
Okay, I've got it. Thanks.
You're welcome. Perfect. Okay, everybody. If we're all ready, we'll get started. So welcome back to our Monday 12:30 Zoom yoga class. This morning, it's a well-rounded class as usual, but I do want to focus a little bit more on the hips. So if you have any hip issues, be very aware if you feel any pulling or any pain. Maybe you want to back off some of the postures, okay? We'll do a little bit of a longer stretch at the end because often we're a little bit tighter in the hips than we should be, probably because of the way that we sit, the way we move, and the tension that creates. But we'll do quite a few strengthening exercises for the hips first. So if you're not already on your mat, go ahead and sit on your mat facing me. I'm just going to back up, and I'll turn up the volume here. Back up onto my mat. Now, instead of taking a cross-legged position, I'd like us to take a position where we're in a butterfly. Okay, the soles of the feet together, knees wide. Now, already in this position, if you find that you're rounding out, your low back is rounding here to be able to hold it, I would really recommend you take a block and sit on the block. Or if you don't have a block available, that's okay too. You just take a pillow or even a folded up blanket, or you could also fold up your mat and sit on the fold up part of the mat. Soles of the feet together, knees wide. And I just want you to find a long spine and notice where your knees come to, okay? This is mainly a stretch of the inner thighs, but it can also be an effect of the low back. If the low back is tense, you may not be able to let your knees open. So just notice that for the moment. And hold on to your ankles right now. Close your eyes and take deep breaths in and out through the nose. And if possible, you'll let your tummy grow as you breathe in and release inwards as you breathe out. It's important, however, that when the tummy grows, you do not push down. It just grows outwards to the sides because there's a release of the transversus muscle. So the tummy grows outwards to the sides as you breathe in, and it moves inwards towards the middle of the body as you breathe out. Do about 3 more breaths like this with your eyes closed. One more. Now, I'd like you to consciously raise your breath into your chest and upper back. So pull your belly button in and hold it in. It shouldn't have to be a really tight pulling in, but a gentle contraction inwards, and you just hold it there and get the breath into your chest and your upper back and the sides of the ribs. So let's go again. Eyes closed and get that breath up high. Keeping the abdominals lightly contracted. It's called Uddiyana Bandha. And the breath we're doing is called Ujjayi breath. We're not necessarily closing off the glottis so much, but we want the breath to be high in the chest, upper back, and ribs. One more breath. Now raise your knees up. Okay, help yourself to raise the knees up. Set your feet about hip width. Lifting the chest, hold on to the knees. See if you can find curve in the low back. And once again, close your eyes and do an Ujjayi breath. Just focusing on your breath for a short moment at the beginning of class can really help you breathe better throughout the rest of your day. One more deep breath in. Good. Now from here, I'd like you to take your block or your pillow and you place it to the side. Let both knees go to your right, okay? We're gonna turn gently to the right, both hands to either side of the front of the right knee. As you breathe out, I want you to lean forward, and as you breathe in, lift up. So let's go. We breathe out, we lean forward, elbows bend. Breathe in, you'll lift back up. And again, go as far as is possible without pushing. And we'll do this one more time. Turning back, lift the knees, and now let them fall to the left. The left foot is close to the right knee. The left knee is just bending out to the side. Place both hands to either side, and you're turning towards the left. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, you lean forward over the knee. Breathing in, rise back up. Breathing out. Breathing in and out. We'll do this 2 more times. Take your time. Breathe out as you go forward. Breathing in as you lift. And once more. Once you finish that, turn back to face me, both feet again, hip width. Bring your hands behind you, fingers pointing towards the feet. Squeeze your shoulder blades. And this time, as we breathe in, lift your hips up. So we breathe in and breathe out, come back down. And again, breathing in, breathing out. 3 more times. Be sure the breath is ujjayi, up in the chest. Once more. Good. Bring your feet to one side, come up onto your hands and knees, and we're getting ready for cat and cow. Hands under the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Find that engagement in the muscles by gently dialing the hands outwards. You should feel an opening of the shoulders as well. Take a deep breath in, curl the spine. And as you breathe out, round, look to your belly button. And again, we're going to curl, looking skyward. And breathing out, rounding. Curling. Breathing out, rounding. You can still do the ujjayi breath. 2 more times, breathing in, curling. Breathing out, rounding. Last one. Come back to a flat back. Bring your knees in towards each other. And I want you to lift the right knee towards the right elbow and draw a big circle all the way around, down to the ground. And keep going, up and around. Last one. Now change directions. You'll lift the right knee up behind you, circling around 3 times. If you can keep your arms straight. And bring the knee back down. Knees are together. If you need to, release the hands a little bit. But be sure that you're dialing the hands out to get that engagement in the arms. Let's do the left knee. Towards the elbow first and around. You can let your back twist. Towards the elbow and around. One more. Then we change directions, go in the opposite direction and around. One more. Release your hands a little bit. Walk your knees back. Tucking your toes under, we're going to rise to our downward facing dog pose. Feet hip width, hands shoulder width. Dialing your hands out so you get that nice engagement in the arms. Make a little yes with your head here. Then a little no. And then again, a little yes. Looking towards your hands, let's begin taking baby steps forward until you reach the front edge of your mat. And once you're at the front edge, feet are hip width, knees are bent, grab a hold of your elbows and gently sway from side to side. Coming back to center, let your arms drop towards the earth and roll your right and left shoulders. And then turning your head again from right to left, getting a little bit more release of the neck. And then up and down, a little yes here. Bend your knees down low. Bring your hands to your hips, elbows pointing skyward. So here you want to dial your feet out. So dialing the feet without moving the feet. You want to feel the engagement in the legs. Push down and rising to standing. Release your arms. Now once you're here, your feet should not be moving. They're perfectly parallel, but there's a dialing out action happening in the legs. It helps to open the knees out to the side. It helps to engage the outer hip muscles, okay? And those are those external rotator muscles. Hi, Richard. I see that Richard has joined us. Great. Okay, keeping that engagement in your legs. You let your hips curl back just a little bit, so you have a little arch in the low back. Engagement with the dialing out, hands to your heart center. And let's go. We'll take a deep breath in, stretching skyward. Then from here, fold with the knees bending. Come to the halfway lift and step back to the plank position. In the plank, dial your hands out. Lower your knees. If you would like to do a push-up, you can do it now, down and up. All the way down. Point your toes, lengthening your legs. Dialing the hands, rise up to a little cobra. And bring your chest back down. Push up onto your hands and knees. Bring your right hand off the mat, left hand on top, and press the hips back. You can let your head fall between your arms and stay there for a few minutes. Deep breathing in and out. Be sure you get the sides of the body getting really, really long. Good. Couple more breaths in and out. Okay. Lift your head back up. Bring your left hand off your mat, right hand on top, stretching out the right hand side of your body. And again, deep, deep breaths here. In and out. Coming back to center, bring the hands back onto your mat. Tucking your toes, rise to downward facing dog. So I'm attempting again to try and get some music in here. If it's too much, you just let me know and I'll turn it down. But hopefully this time it works. I've tested it over the weekend. Okay, bring your feet together now in down dog. And let's raise the right leg as high as possible. Bend the knee and open the hip. Stretch the legs straight and swing the foot between the hands. Now from here, I want you to lower your left knee. If you want to, double up the mat, okay? So we're gonna sink the hips forward, breathing in. And as you breathe out, lean back and see if you can lift up the right toes. And again, we lean forward, breathing in, and we'll go back, breathing out. Breathing in, go forward. We're mobilizing the hip. Breathing out. One more time. Breathing in and breathing out. Reset the foot down. Reset your mat flat and take downward facing dog. Pedal your feet if you wish. Bringing your feet together. Let's raise the left leg. Bend the knee and open the hip. From here, stretch the left leg and swing it between your hands. Double up your mat if you wish and lower the right knee. Sink down nicely, breathing in. Breathe out, lean back and lift up the left toes. Breathing in, bend forward. Breathing out, back. And again, breathing in and breathing out. One more time, just for good measure. Forward and back. Nice. Bring the foot back down. Set your mat flat and move back to downward facing dog. Pedaling the feet. Let the hips go side to side. Looking to your hands, take big steps forward. Dialing the feet out, come to a halfway lift. Fold forward. Bend your knees down low, hands to your hips. Rise all the way to standing. And the hands come to your heart center. Ready to go again? Deep breath in, let's rise. Breathing out, fold. Halfway lift, breathing in. Step back to your plank position. Do that push-up if you wish. All the way down, Cobra, and downward facing dog. Pedaling your feet right and left. Good. This time, bring your right knee down underneath your right hip and raise your left arm to the sky. Hold here and maybe raise your left leg. Hold it. Now pulse, lifting the left higher. Left leg goes up 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the hand back down. Keep the left leg up. Right arm comes in front of you. Deep breath in. Breathe out. Knee and the nose come together. Breathing in. Breathing out. Once more. Reset the hand. Tuck the right toes under and raise the left toes under. Raise the right leg into downward facing dog. Up it goes. Bend the knee, open the hip. And stretch the leg, just release here. Pedaling the feet, right and left. Now we'll do the whole thing on the other side. Left knee goes down, right arm comes up. If you feel comfortable, raise the right leg. And we'll pulse it up here higher. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the leg up, bring the hand down. Raise your left arm out in front of you. Taking a deep breath in, we'll breathe out, knee and nose come towards each other. Breathing in, stretch it out. Breathing out, knee and nose. One more time, stretch it out. Knee and nose. Bring the right foot back behind you, tucking the toes under, get ready for down dog. Lift the left leg up, bend the knee and open the hip. Then stretching the left leg straight, let's lower the foot down. Pedaling your feet right and left. Looking to your hands, big steps forward. Halfway lift, breathing in. Breathe out, fold forward. From here, bend your knees down low, getting ready for the chair. Feet dialing out. Hands come to your thighs and lift the chest. So everybody's in the chair position. From the side, hips are back, belly is in. Be sure your breath is ujjayi. It's all in the chest and upper back. Keep your hands on your thighs for the moment. Take a deep breath in and raise your right arm up. Bring it back down. Now left arm, breathing in. And bring it back down. Very good. Again, right arm, lift it up. And bring it back down. Left arm. This time, both arms. Breathing in, breathing out. Once more, breathing in, hold here, and come into cactus. Elbows pushing back, chest lifting, belly in tight, hips moving back. See if you can bounce lower. So we're gonna go back deeper. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Hands come to your heart center, fold forward, halfway lift, step back to a plank. 1 push-up if you wish, all the way down. Cobra, downward facing dog. Let's move to warrior 2. Right leg goes up, swings between the hands, rise to a warrior 2 position. So dialing out with the right foot, the knee goes out towards the baby toe. Dialing out with the left foot, the knee turns in its proper position. Reverse, and move back down to your plank position. 1 push-up if you wish. All the way down and into Cobra. Downward facing dog. Left leg, let's go. Into the warrior 2. Dialing out with the left foot. Reverse it. And back down again to your plank position. 1 push-up. All the way down. Cobra. And downward facing dog. Pedal your feet if you need to, if you want. Looking to your hands, stepping forward. Halfway lift, folding forward. This time, clasp your hands together and bring the elbows between the knees. Squeeze the elbows with your knees, and you're sinking down very, very low, very low. Squeeze the knees, but at the same time, the elbows push out a little bit, so they keep the knees from going too much in towards each other. Hold and breathe deeply through the nose, belly in. Breath is in the chest. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I want you to come all the way up to standing. Stretch, 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 stretch. And breathe out, folding forward. Halfway lift. Step back to plank. 1 push-up. All the way down. Cobra. Downward facing dog. Right leg to warrior 2. Reverse. And back down again to a plank position. 1 push-up. All the way down. Cobra. And downward facing dog. Left leg to warrior 2. Reverse it. All the way back down, plank position. 1 push-up. To the floor. Cobra. And down dog. Good job. Deep breathing here through the nose, belly is in, the breath is in the upper back and the chest. All right. Now, we're going to take our right leg forward into warrior one. So we don't do it very often, this position. The right foot is next to the right hand. The left leg is stretched straight behind us without turning the foot. Place the hands on the front thigh and lift. Okay. Now from this position, your hands can be either on your hips or at your heart center, whichever you choose. See if you can turn your hips forward so they really face forward. And you've got a square or a rectangle with your two shoulders and your two hips. Everything aligned, making a perfect rectangle. In Pilates, this is called the box. Okay? Now that is the left leg behind you. Take a deep breath in, push off the left foot, and come into what's called Shavasana. You raise the left knee, right knee stays bent. Keep dialing out with the right foot. Lean back just a little bit to look skyward. Deep breath in, and step the foot back again for warrior one. Okay, good. All toes pointing forward. Deep breath in, Shiva. The standing leg, the right knee is bent, and you're dialing it out. Very challenging for the hip and for the leg. Lean back a little bit. We go one more time. Step back. The foot is back, all toes pointing forward. This position can also be called Anjali and Asana. It's like a lunge. Get ready, back into Shiva. Standing leg is bent, turning out with the foot, lean back, and we'll just set the foot down to relax and to release. Take a deep breath in, raise the arms. Breathing out, fold forward. Halfway lift. Step back to your plank position, and guess what? We're gonna hold our plank. Belly in, thighs lifted. Back is long, head is lifted as well. Dialing the hands out. Keep the legs strong. 5, 4, you can lower the knees if it's too much. 3, if it's too much for the arms, come down the elbows. 2, and 1. Move all the way down to the earth. Pointing your toes, lengthen your legs out. Now, keep your hands on the floor, do a tiny little cobra, and raise your right leg. And hold it here. Squeeze the shoulder blades, open up the chest. Staying. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on back down. Rise up to downward facing dog pose. Pedal your feet if you wish. If you need to take child's pose here, you may. Just relax and let go for a moment. And we'll do the other leg. Left leg rises, comes between the hands. So, you're in the warrior one or Anjali. Hands onto the front thigh, you lift up. Both hips pointing straight forward. So, from the front, shoulders, hips point forward. Be sure you're not turning out with your hips. Everything forward, keeping that line, that central line. Hands can either be on your hips if you need some more balance, or at your heart center. Take a deep breath in, moving into Shiva. Raising the right knee, bend the left, lean back a little bit. Looking skyward. 3, 2, 1. Send the leg back and back into Anjali. Holding here. Keep that back leg strong. Keep everything wide. 3, 2, 1. Lift the right leg up. Shiva. Turning the standing foot out. You're dialing out with the standing foot. Lean back. 3, 2, 1. Send the leg back. Last one. Here we go. Anjali. Dialing that front foot out. And Shiva. Raise the knee. Leaning back. 3, 2, 1. Foot comes down. Whew. Release. Deep breath in. Let's rise up. Breathing out. Folding. Halfway lift. Stepping back to your plank. And once again, holding plank. Be sure that in your plank, you have a straight line between the crown of the head down to the feet. The belly is pulled in tight. The thighs are nicely lifted. The breath is still in and out through the nose. Staying here. 5, 4. It's a challenge and it's hot. 3, staying. 2, and 1. Good job. Move down to the earth. Hands under the shoulders. Come up to that tiny cobra. Just lifting the chest a tiny bit. And raise your left leg. Hold it here. Engaging nicely into the glute. Keep breathing into the chest. 3, 2, if you can lift a little higher. 1, bring the leg back down and push back to your downward facing dog pose. If you want, you can take child's pose to rest. Otherwise, you stay here with me. 3, 2, and 1. Look to your hands, stepping forward. Halfway lift. Folding forward. Hands to your hips, elbows up. Push down and rise to standing. Release your arms and find a good footing where you're nicely on your mat and where you can set your gaze at a point out in front of you. Bring your hands to your hips and we'll raise our right knee up. Grab a hold of the right knee with the right hand. Now, you're going to open the leg out to the side. Keep that foot flexed, the right foot flexed. Lift your chest. Hold it here. And if possible, lift your left arm out, palm facing skyward. The right arm comes down by your side, palm facing front. Keep your standing leg in that dialing out position. Bring the hands back to the hip and to the knee, and bring the knee forward again. Now this time, I want you to see if you could grab your foot. Your left hand goes to your right foot. The right hand stays on the knee, okay? So we're lifting it up, and we're holding. Toes are open. If you need to lean forward a bit, that's fine, but I would bend the standing leg. Lift the chest. 3, a little challenge. 2, 1. Now we set the ankle onto the thigh and sink down. Your hips go back. You pull your chest forward. Hands on the foot and on the knee. And you're in a little squat. Hold it here. 5. Stay strong. 4, 3, 2, 1. We come up and we release the legs. Good job. Shake out, letting go. Here we go. Same thing, other side. So right hand on the hip, left hand on the knee, and you lift the foot. The foot is flexed like you're standing on it. Bring the knee out to the side. And hold for a moment. Just getting your bearings. All right, we lift the left hand off the knee, out to the side, palm up. Right hand releases, palm facing forward. Hold. Keep lifting through the chest. Lengthen your back. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Bring the hands back and bring the knee forward. Now we're going to grab the bottom of the foot, and I just want you to lift the leg as high as is comfortable for you. Holding, stay on that one leg and dialing out your right foot. 3, looking good. 2, 1. Now bring the ankle onto the thigh, sinking down into that little squat. Stay, pull the chest up. Holding here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lifting all the way back up, releasing, shake your legs out. Now comes the easy stuff. Hands to the hips, we're going to take tree pose. Either at the ankle, heel higher than the kneecap, or the inner thigh. Raise your arms up, make a V position with the arms, lifting the chest, lengthening out the belly. Here it's easy to remember to go into Ujjayi breath. One more deep breath in, and we release. Arms come down, foot comes down. Changing sides. Ankle, heel higher than the kneecap, or the inner thigh. Raising the arms, stretch skyward, get really long. Setting your gaze. It's okay if you fall out of the posture, just retake the posture. 3, 2, and 1. Lower the arms down. Good job. Lower the leg. And we come back to the front edge of our mat. Hands at the heart center. Feet dialing out. You still want to feel that little engagement in the hips. Take a deep breath in and we rise. Breathing out, folding. Halfway lift, breathing in. Step back to your plank position. And this is the last time we're going to hold a plank, so stay here. If possible, raise your right leg. 3, 2, 1. Bring it down and raise your left. Holding. 3. Good job. Stay with it. 2, 1. Feet down. Lower the knees and lower your chest all the way to the floor. Good job, everyone. Hands under the forehead and move your hips from side to side to relax and let go. Stretching your right arm out in front of you, palm turned in, so the thumb is up, pinky finger down. Lift your right arm, left leg. Hold. Now just to add on, bring the right arm diagonal out to your right and bring your left leg diagonal out to the left. Holding, it's like you're gonna make an X. Stay there. Come back to center and lower down. Move the hips from side to side. And you'll do the other side. Stretch your left arm out. Raise your left arm and your right leg. That's it. Hold. Breathing deeply. Now we change a little bit. The arm goes a little bit out diagonally, and the right leg goes a little bit out diagonally as well, as if you're going to make an X. Hold it there. 3, 2, and 1. Come on back down. Move your hips from side to side, releasing and letting go. From here, clasp your hands together behind you, and let's go for our snake pose. Squeeze the shoulder blades, arms as straight as possible. Rise up and raise the legs. Breathing always through the nose, and Ujjayi breath. If you would like, you could go straight into bow. Otherwise, come down, release, and go into bow. Find what works for you. Stay for at least 5 breaths in bow. Come on back down. Hands under the shoulders, come up onto the hands and knees. Walk your knees forward gently. Swing your legs around. And we'll take our bridge positions. Grab behind the thighs and lower down. First bridge is hamstring bridge. Walk your feet out. Knees slightly bent. Toes pointing straight up. Arms into the floor, head is down. Lift your hips up and feel that your hamstrings are working. Stay there. Come on back down. Bring your knees up to your chest to let go, rocking from side to side. Now set your feet for a regular bridge. Elbows into the floor, squeeze your shoulder blades, and raise your hips up for a regular bridge, lengthening out the neck. Engage nicely into the glutes. Staying here. Raise your arms over your head and lower the back down 1 vertebra at a time. Once you're down, soles of the feet together, knees wide, take a butterfly position, holding here. Now lift your knees up. Separate your feet, and we're going to do some pulsing bridge poses. But I want you to be careful of the knees. If at any point you feel pulling in the knees, stop and go back to classic bridge with the knees apart, okay? And feet apart. So we'll rise up to bridge. You could have the elbows on the floor if you want, or your arms stretched along your side. And what we're going to do is pulse up 1, knees apart, and then draw your knees together, pulse up 2. Separate, pulse up, knees touching, pulse up. Bring them apart, pulse up. Touching, pulse up. And again, apart, together, apart, together, apart, together. 3 more. We engage nicely into the glutes and all those muscles of the hips. 1 more time. Lower the hips down. Take a little rest. Now bring your feet together, join together, knees together. Again, if this is not good for your knees, keep the feet apart, keep the knees apart. If possible, bring them all together. Arms again into the floor. You can have the elbows down if you wish. Raise the hips up. So everything's squeezed in and squeezing together. Pulse up with the knees together, and now up with the knees apart. You're going to feel much more strength and force here. Up with the knees together. Up with the knees apart. And again, together. Apart. We do 10 in all. We have another 4. Squeeze together. Apart. Another 3. Together. Apart. Another 2. And last one. Good. Bring the hips back down. This time, take a happy baby pose. Lifting the feet. You could grab behind the thighs, around the ankles, or underneath the feet. Bring the knees wider than the shoulders and allow the low back just to relax for a little bit. Good. Bring your legs back together. Now, if you have any issue in the low back, rock from side to side and roll all the way to one side to come sitting. Or if your low back is fine, rock up and down the back and then eventually come up to sitting. Good. Once you're up at sitting, if you have your block or your pillow nearby, maybe you want to sit up, and we're going to test our inner thigh now. Soles of the feet together. Now recall how it was at the very beginning of class. Grab a hold of your ankles and just notice if your knees are going down farther, if there's a little bit more looseness in the hips. Tightness in the hips is mainly lifestyle. It's mainly the way we sit in chairs and how we have very boxy movements. We're going forward, backward, side to side, rather than all the twisting and turning that our hips naturally should be able to do. Take a deep breath in, lifting the chest, and now lean forward as far as is possible. If you feel any pain, of course, back off the position. You do not need to go to any pain. You might feel a little discomfort from the stretch, but please, no pain. Lift yourself back up. Take your right leg and bring it in front. Your left leg can either have the foot in front of the tibia, or if possible, cross it right over the knee. Sit up nice and tall. Pull the knee towards the chest, and you'll turn to go into a seated twist. You should be feeling a very strong stretch down the outside of the leg into the hip, and maybe a stretch in the low back. But please don't go into any pain again. Turn the shoulders, turn the head, deep breaths. Turning back slowly. Now you'll take your right foot and scoot it forward a little bit. And your left leg will lie not quite on top, but almost on top of the right. If it's too much, you bring the foot off and you have the foot in front of the knee. So find the position which suits you. Either you're uncrossed with the leg on the floor, or you're crossed with the foot or ankle on the other thigh. Lift the chest and you'll lean forward. It's a very, very strong stretch for the hips. Please be aware of how you're feeling. If it's too much, you back off. Deep, slow breaths. Lifting back up, uncross your legs. Bring the soles of the feet together once again. You can grab a hold of the ankles, let the knees open, and lean forward. Lifting back up. Let's bring the left leg in front. Right leg can either be set with the foot pointing forward, knee up towards the chest, or you can cross it over completely. Grab a hold of the knee, lift tall, and twist to look over your shoulder. Unwinding. We'll take our left foot, bring it forward. The right leg can either be crossed on top, or you can have it off, just in front of the knee. Let the knee fall to the side. Again, always being aware of what's available to you. Change the posture if you need to. Lean forward over the legs and breathe deeply. Very, very strong stretch of the hips, the IT band. You may even feel it all the way down to the outer knee. That's the IT band. Stay here and breathe. And back up. This time, uncross the legs and stretch your legs as long as possible out to the sides. Toes pointing upwards, knees pointing upwards. Engage nicely in the legs by flexing the feet and almost lifting the knees up to the thighs. Hands behind you, folding forward as far as possible. If it's easier, you can set your hands in front of you. Lift through the spine. Deep, slow breaths. Walking your hands back, bend at the knees, set the block to the side. Feet flat, grab behind your thighs and roll down slowly. Once you're on the floor, squeeze the knees to the chest. Lift your head, nose between the knees. Lowering the head, stretch your arms, stretch your legs, and come into Shavasana. Deep breathing in Shavasana. Find this moment to let go. And as we learn a quick letting go, quick relaxation. Imagine now you're in a place that you really enjoy, where you can really, really relax. Imagine all the colors around you. Take in all the details. Feel the temperature of the air. Are there any perfumes in the air? Allow yourself to let go even more, to become even more relaxed than you are right now. And ask yourself one question. If there was one thing I need to do today to feel my best, what is it? What is that one thing that you will do today to feel at your best? Take a few more minutes just to let go. And begin breathing deeply in and out of the belly. Allow your belly to rise and fall. Begin moving your fingers and your toes. When you're ready, raise your arms up over your head and stretch from fingers to toes. And then lift your knees up to your chest and squeeze the knees into the chest. Rock a bit from side to side, rolling all the way onto your right-hand side. Lift yourself up from the side and come to a seated position. And when you're ready, we'll rub our hands together. If your hands are disinfected, you can touch your face. If not, bring the hands just in front of the face, giving it an energetic wash and shake out. Let's do that one more time. Rub your hands together nicely. Bring the hands just in front of the face, or you can go over the face. Tap around the eyes if you're touching the face, and let's shake out. Bringing your hands to your heart center. Thank you for joining me today. I love you. I love you all, yes. And I wish you all a lovely, lovely day. Thank you very much. Namaste.